Okay, guys.
How does that compare to last week's, your initial reactions to it?
Similar. Yeah, I think a lot of good things, a lot of things we got to clean up on tape. But some guys made plays, some guys found a way to exhibit competitive stamina where they continued to go and go and go over time. So it was a good long scrimmage, and everybody got a chance to play and have some reps, so that was all good.
Anything stand out about the progression of the quarterbacks today?
The quarterbacks? I think they all did good stuff. I mean, we had some good completions. We made some mistakes. We had 2 interceptions today. So, look, there's stuff to learn from on the tape. We have plenty of plays to learn from and to watch, and everybody can watch themselves, which is important. So, yeah, I think they did well. It's starting to take shape.
A week to go until the spring game. How far along would you say this team is compared to years past?
Well, we're further along than the years since we've been back. It feels a little bit more like when we were here the first time. That doesn't really mean anything. It's all relative, right? We just have to become the best team we can become now, and that's what we're working on doing. But, yeah, it's it feels more like football in the spring, whereas some springs since we've been back, it didn't really feel like football. It felt like we were running plays. Here it felt like football.
Just generally, what's your take on the offense at this point?
We're getting better. We're throwing and catching, and we're doing a little better job protecting. And there's guys on the defense that aren't playing, so that tilts it a little bit. But there's some guy on the offense not playing too. So, I think overall it's good. I just want us to play, to learn how to just chop the moment no matter what has occurred before, what may happen in the future. Just stay right in that present moment, and we're getting better at doing that. So that's a skill like any other skill. Make no mistake about it. So we're getting better at that.
On quarterback, do you feel like they're making the progress you'd like to see out of them as the spring comes closer to an end now?
I do. Yeah, I think it's not only the spring. I think they've made progress from when we got back in January all the way through. So yeah, I'm pleased with their progression. Still plenty to go, but as long as you keep taking those little baby steps every week, we'll get there eventually.
To ask you about the tight ends, how's Mike Higgins doing there in that role? Have you seen him kind of mature a little bit?
Yeah, Mike is getting better. I think there's a real keen competition there. I think Kenny's done some things that are pretty impressive. Logan Blake is showing that he's not out of place, even though he's a young guy. He's gotten much bigger, much more physically developed. And then the 2 freshmen are figuring it out.
Slightly off topic, but just wanted to get your thoughts on the 2-minute warning coming to college football. I guess obviously you have experience with it. So how does that kind of change the way you do things now, and how about getting everybody acclimated to it and just adjusted to it?
Yeah, I was just talking to the officials about that. I mean, you're right. I do have experience with it. It is a significant change. When I listen to non-educated football people say, oh, it's good. They make sure that the media gets another planned TV timeout. And, boy, I wish it were that easy. I mean, there's a whole strategy, which I won't go into the details, but there's a whole strategy of clock management tied to the 2-minute warning because essentially it's an extra timeout. So you have to look at it from both sides. If you need that timeout, it's great. If you're on the other side, you really don't want it, right? How do you manage? How do you use your timeouts in relation to that extra timeout? That one, though, you don't get to call when you want it. It's called for you. So there's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. What isn't clear right now, are we going to tie all the, in college football we had under 2-minute rules and under 1-minute effects, like under 1 minute, 10-second runoff. Is that going to move to the 2-minute warning? I can't seem to get a clean answer. So pretty soon I'm sure we'll get confirmation.
What are your impressions of the running backs so far?
The running backs? Yeah, we're getting better. Everybody's getting opportunities, so it's good. We've been bumped up a little bit at the running back position, so we haven't gotten the full feel for what it'll be, hopefully in the fall. But guys that need reps are getting reps, which is good.
In terms of receiver, do you see anyone emerging, any new guys that are going to be big-time threats at that position?
Well, I don't know if they're big. I mean, I don't know. How will we know if they're going to be big time until they do it, right? But there's some really talented young guys. Ben Blacks jumps off as really doing some good things. KJ Duff, I think, is really doing some things that he doesn't look like a freshman out there. So that's good. We have a couple guys, as you know, that are bumped up, so they're getting more repetitions. And then we just need to play bigger and stronger at the position, and I think we're starting to learn how to do that. In the Big Ten, there's big DBs and there's big nickels and big cover-down linebackers, and you got to be able to play strong. And that's something that we didn't always do at times. So we're really working on doing that.
Renee Konga entered the portal this week, obviously in the middle of spring camp, which is a bit of an oddity of the new wave of college football. Just your reaction to him entering the portal, how it affects you guys, and just having a guy enter the portal in the middle of spring camp, how does that impact you guys?
Yeah, it's always been my policy that I spend my efforts and focus on the guys that are here with us. When the portal began, that's an option that players have, and Renee felt like that was his best option. So I love Renee. I wish only the best for him, but we'll stick to the guys that are here. All right, thank you, guys.